All right. Well, if everybody is ready, we'll jump back into session number 14 of Epics of Irindal. Last time, our party had arrived at their final destination along the railway tavern in the northernmost city of Tafar in the Jamila dynasty. A city of industry, a city of hardworking individuals, peoples of many nationalities and groups, all converging on a highly motivated city of commerce, if you will. It's still a city within the Jamila dynasty and subject to its laws. Upon arrival, you all discussed with one of the guards a dragonborn individual that seemed to be a member of the Silver Talons, the same sort of order that protected the higher ranking individuals within the Jamila dynasty, as well as was viewed as a authority figure of high rank, as you've seen previously in other parts of the dynasty. After arriving, you all made little time and headed straight for one of the many rest points within the city, deciding upon a location known as the Golden Apple, a more posh, well-established and finer location within the city, where you took your rest after a harrowing ordeal towards the end of your travels aboard the railway tavern. The following day, you began looking through more of the less savory portions of the city, heading to one of the many bars in a rundown portion of the city, looking for information on your main query, your main purpose of being here, the Gold Dragonborn. I'm sorry, the Bronze Dragonborn known as Gamil Gesh. Upon arriving in this rundown portion of the city, you found a bar known as the Smile of Ali. Upon entering, you had some discussions with the bartender, partook of some rather questionable, possibly bathtub booze within the bar, and after some ruckus exchanges, you engaged with a green dragonborn man drinking by themselves in the end of the corner, dressed in what appeared to be garments of a sort of trainee or martial arts variety. He seemed to be in dour spirits, but after a few drinks with you all, you managed to discuss and find that he knew of Gamil, your reason for being here in the city, and stated that you'd be better off discussing the matter with the master of their dojo, one Master Leopard. After some quick directions, you were guided to a bit nicer portion of the city, a more respected region of this whole city, and arrived at the Silver Scale Dojo. Upon discussing with some of the students out front, seeming to be in high spirits and preparing for a ceremonial event every year, they stated that you should speak directly with their master. Inside, you were met with a older dragonborn man, well-built and still seemingly very sharp and very capable. After some quick discussions, he offered to share with you some information. under the assumption that you were deemed worthy of receiving said information, that he could trust you. Trust only built upon a method that he understood well. A sparring match, if you will. The three of you engaged Master Leopard and under a heated combat that tended to shock some of you quite quickly, as this older Dragonborn man proved to be much more capable than you may have initially realized. But you were able to bring the Dragonborn Master to yield with the combined efforts of the three of you, after which he began to share some expertise with you all, some aged wisdom, as well as offered to share the information you were looking for after the event the following evening. A ceremony that was precious to this part of the dynasty. Many of the students of his dojo very engaged in what was to come the following day. As you all are escorted out of the dojo now, it is mid to late afternoon. The sun beginning to change color to a more orange and reddish tone across the sky as the bright blue cloudless sky begins to wane into the western horizon. What would you all like to do?
Okay.
What now?
Where did he suggest we go look? He gave us some information.
He stated...
Ancient Aline Prima.
Are you asking about Master Leopard, what he had recommended?
Yeah.
He stated that you were all invited to the event the following evening, to meet him there the following evening for said event. A ceremony that the dojo was heavily involved with, somewhere here in the city. He didn't give you too many details, but just stated that after that was complete, he would impart the information you all were looking for, as much as he could.
Well, I guess that means we got time. I don't know. Anybody got any suggestions? I mean, I'm thinking we can go shopping. If nothing else, I suppose. Although I don't really think I have that much in terms of fundage.
What people wear to ceremonies?
Something fancier?
Maybe something similar to what we wore on the trip here when we were invited to dinner.
I'm good. I think mine probably burned to a crisp in that thing, right?
As far as I remember, you didn't accept any garments aboard the train.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, would our clothing have survived? Because I think I
believe
accepted.
so, yes.
Okay, I guess I could just wear that again.
But
We might have to pick something up for Floof.
you do
Fancy.
recall that the students themselves, what you did recognize while you were in the dojo is that they were all preparing ceremonial armors and things of that nature, so you wouldn't be out of place wearing, armored implements and things of that nature.
Okay.
And what time of the day is it now? Like
It
how long?
is mid to late afternoon. You probably have maybe a couple hours before sunset.
Okay.
Also, during that time period while you all were speaking with Master Leopard, if you would like to take a short rest, you are welcome to do so.
Oh, I definitely will do that.
You're welcome to spend any hit dice you would like to.
Why not?
Oops.
So yeah, you would take your hit dice amount, and then you would add your Constitution modifier to that as well. So
And that's for healing.
yes, and then you would add that
Okay.
to your total hit points.
Okay.
So
And then
we're-
if I take short rest, will that replace some of my spell slots that I used?
if they come back on a short rest. If they don't, then they won't automatically come back. Certain features for certain classes come back on a short rest. Others do not. Usually spell slots do not.
Okay.
Unless you're a warlock.
Fair enough.
But I think I don't know if your particular druid class gets some of your wild shape back on a short rest or not. I don't remember.
It did not seem to do much for me.
Okay,
But that's okay.
But at this time, you see that the markets are still abuzz. Individuals are moving large amounts of goods. You still see vendors all along the rivers in these makeshift sort of floating markets that you saw upon arrival within the city are still well and truly passing goods to and fro across the Jamila River from the western and eastern banks, as well as up and down the river, moving anything from foodstuffs to weapons, armors, textiles, all things of various trade can be found here within the city. It's quite possibly one of the largest trading sectors within the continent. And certainly, definitely in this part of the continent.
Well, I guess if there's anything we want to look for, this is the place.
Yes, we haven't had a chance to really like improve our gear in a bit. Maybe it's worth it to take a gander at some stuff.
Might as well.
Sure.
Yeah, and if you didn't add to, I believe, let me double check what I had mentioned, but I believe you all had received 1,000 total gold from the trip. Yes, 1,000.
Okay.
I wish I could remember if I added it.
I can't either. I have 482. I feel like we've been pretty even. What do you guys have?
373.
Let me just grab my.
And
Also-
I, for the record, I slowly counted my money in stacks in the street in front of everybody.
Are you being inconspicuous or conspicuous about this? Oh, I assume if you're just counting it in the
There's
street.
No subtlety or stealth
Okay.
or discretion at all.
You definitely get some odd looks from people. Large vendors, but you are a rather large individual and being accompanied by multiple people. Most give you a wide berth, but definitely you can see that you're getting the side eye from some people of, is this person all right in the head? Why would you openly, one of those, like, what kind of fool counts their money openly in the sand
Well,
in full view of the
your
public?
Floof size.
There you go.
Yeah, jokes on them if they try to rob us.
I did write down 1,000 divided by 3, so two
Right.
people have 333. One player has 334.
Okay.
Also, who specifically took the money initially? I don't remember.
I think it might. Oh, it may have been me because
I
I
feel
think
like
I
it was
talked with
Dazes.
the
So, yeah.
conductor.
Dazes, as you all had divided up gold, you now look into the empty, well, the mostly empty sack that the coins had come in. And towards the bottom, you notice that there's an object in the bottom of the bag that doesn't fit the typical shape of the coins that you see. Oftentimes, these coins are not entirely minted the same. Sometimes they're a bit misshapen, but in general, they have about the same weight and overall size, with the same general stamp of sometimes regionally different slightly, but they generally have the same sort of weight from area to area within the continent. But what you see in the bottom of the sack is quite different. Although it has a gold appearance, it appears to be in a small circular band, atop which has an almost ceremonial-like crested shield shape to it. You find amidst the gold a small ring encrusted, and again, as you turn it over inside the bag, you see that it again has the top portion that would otherwise face the back of the hand or away from the back of the hand, has kind of a shield-like shape with a handful of very small jewels set inside of it.
Well, I show it to the. I mean, I can show it to the party.
Fancy eyewear.
Does it fit?
I attempt to put it on my pinky.
It's a bit tight, but it can definitely fit. It is on the bit of the larger side. Floof, as you put on the ring, although faint, you do sense something beyond the mundane as this ring slips across your finger. A sense of gentle warmth, a sense of assuredness, and a sense of protection.
Okay.
To whomever wears this ring, or chooses to take this ring, you may add a ring of protection to your inventory.
Okay.
Do you know
Without
what it does?
You can go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
okay.
Whomever would like to do the check, it doesn't matter.
Are we both rolling?
You can both roll, or one person can roll with advantage with the help action. It's your choice.
Go ahead and roll. I didn't notice. I put the ring on. I feel that it's.
You
it
feel a bit of
feels
warmth.
nice.
Yeah.
Feeling nice.
I
Nice
got
ring.
17.
Floof, you just feel the initial warmth and a hint of something different about this ring. As you roll it over, you have Floof's large hand in your hands, Trash. As you look over this ring, your plasmoid hands kind of sinking over the top and kind of embossing themselves across the top of this surface of this ring, getting more of the arcane sense of what this item is when you realize that this is in fact a ring of protection. It is an attunement item, but it has protective qualities to the wearer once attuned.
I just like the way that it looks and feels, and I'm walking around with a little strut. Like I'm showing it off. I'm liking it.
Y'all can determine who would like to take this item. You can, well, it should show up if you search Ring of Protection and roll 20, or in D&D Beyond. I'm sorry.
One of y'all can have it because I got my knuckles.
I mean, Floof has to get into the thick of it sometimes, so I'm happy for Floof to hang on to it.
All right. I'll keep it on.
Okay.
I'm liking it.
All right. I'll just add it to your inventory.
I just did.
You
I
did?
think.
Okay, you found it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
It does require at least an hour to attune to it.
Okay.
So just next time you have a bit of downtime, you're certainly able to do so. And then,
Okay.
so when you go under your inventory, there's a separate subcategory that says attunement. So once you equip it, you'll need to check that box once you're attuned to it, and then you'll get the full benefits of the ring.
Okay.
Thank you for saying that because I did not properly attune my knuckles last time.
Yeah, attunement items do not activate until you actually check that box. So if they have additive properties, like passive properties, they don't take effect until you click attunement.
That's cool. It's good to know. Okay.
We're learning.
I checked the bag again, make sure it's actually empty this time.
You check this time, and you're fairly certain that all that remains is the coin.
Alright. Well, in that case, I guess we can mosey on to the shops.
Okay. As you all head towards the riverbanks, you see a large number of people still moving about, calling back and forth, making trade in large and small quantities of all shapes, sizes, and kinds. You see a very diverse group of individuals here, peoples of all nationalities and racial backgrounds throughout the floating segments. You see various larger vessels with drawbridges tied together with ropes to other ships, some in very defined segmentation, and you can tell that these ships are part of a whole crew or sort of trader's armada, if you will, and while others are entirely segmented and singular, but have made arrangements to tie up to certain segments. It is a strange sort of thing to see this big floating market, but it is nonetheless novel to those who have never seen it before. But is there something in specific that you all are looking for?
I'm keeping an eye out for something nice and sharp and durable weapon, like something better than my spear.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Floof.
Okay. Oh, come on.
The 9. It's a bit difficult. It is quite the hustling and bustling location. So trying to find something specific that exceeds your current weapon's precision and value is a bit difficult, but you are able to find a small shop that seems to specialize in larger long swords, great weapons, halberds, things of that nature, but based on your training and expertise of certain weapons, they don't appear to be something that you're as familiar with.
Okay.
They could certainly be used, but to not be trained in them would not be generally the best of practices.
Okay. I'll continue to kind of look around
Okay.
passively with the other two and keep an eye open.
Sure. Dazes and Trash, is there anything you're particularly looking for?
Can I look around to see if there are any, I guess, potion sellers at all?
Absolutely.
Or
There
maybe alchemical.
Yes, there is a large number in this region, given that it's a region of trade that specializes in mineral goods, things of that nature, but there are a wide variety of different edible spices and things of that nature, but as far as the combination of different alchemical ingredients, because of just the sheer amount of traffic of different regions passing through this area, there's a large number of various apothecaries and things of that nature. You spy one in particular. There's this large shop, a floating barge that kind of banana boats on each side, kind of with this raised tarp that expands out nearly 2 or 3 feet on either side from the hull of the ship to give a bit of shade, and also provide various places for these vials and powder sacks and tinctures to hang all across these strings of makeshift runners that go underneath this tarp. Looking through, you see on the center portion, speaking with a younger female goblin, is a much older goblinoid man, probably about 3.5, 4 foot tall, long beard that he has tied back and kind of slung over his shoulder. You look over, and as he kind of turns, you see one of his eyes is completely milky white with a large scar that goes through the corner and down to just below the bottom lip coming through. You can definitely see some sort of wartime injury or some sort of work accident or something has kind of lost sight. But then you see this very dark brown left eye that turns to greet you all as you turn. It's a bit unnerving because the white, milky white eye doesn't really move, while the other one kind of moves independently in this strange sort of unnatural manner. And you can see he has a very, as soon as he sees you all approach, begins to hype himself up in intensity as he approaches you. Yes, yes, you'd like to buy? What would you like? What would you like? I have many things, tinctures, potions, things if you need to fix your bedroom dilemmas. What would you like? What would you like?
A bit excited. I don't really have anything in mind in particular. I was just a bit interested in browsing your wares.
Well, we have many wares, many potions. Many potions? We have potions of flying. We have potions of invisibility. We have potions of healing. Not as much fun. We have potions of, mind reading? We have potions of... Lots of fun potions. Take your pick. Take many pick. Pick many. Try.
Do you have any potions that would increase increase the strength of a weapon or an individual wielding a weapon?
I know have strength potion. I'm fresh out of those. Those need giant toe. Much difficult to find these days. But I do have other potion. You like hit things, yes? Many hit. You like hit many times, yes?
I do like it many times.
Yes, I have potion for you. Good, great potion. And he pulls up this small vial that has this sort of opaque and swirling silvery white liquid. Yes, you see? Yes, potion. You drink, you move twice as fast, do twice as many things. Be careful, though. After a certain length of time, you no do things at all. So be careful. Use when needed.
A potion of haste.
Yeah, some people call it that, yes?
How much for just one?
For this potion? Ooh. I let it go for 125.
125. I'm gonna attempt to lower that price.
Okay. How do you go about making this haggling offer?
We're just gonna say, with all of these other potion shops around, I wonder if I could get a lower price elsewhere.
Ooh. You smart one. I see what you do. You try to play me off others. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
I never do well at these.
Sorry, friend. Sorry. I know this is special item. Special, very good item.
Okay, well, I'm still gonna buy it.
Okay. Yes, you can add a potion of haste to your inventory.
All right, and then I have another question for him.
Okay.
I ask him, do you know of a good shop where I could buy or sell weapons? I have a quarterstaff here that I don't really need anymore.
Ooh, weapons. Yes, friend, down the ways, a little ways. Just go north along the river. His name Tolmak. Tolmak the half-orc. He have many fine weapons.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Yes. My name Grunge, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Grunge.
You come back.
Dazes.
I give you discount on next sale.
Better not be lying.
Of course not. I ain't no good liar. I try many times. Daughter make fun of me. You see the younger goblin who's a bit more affluent, dealing with some other clientele on the other side of the bars, just try to hold back a chuckle.
Respectable. All right. Well, we can roll out of here.
Okay.
And if y'all are okay with it, we can go see Tomak.
Trash and Floof. Is there anything you would like to try to find here, or are you looking for other things?
I pretty much gave up pretty quick. So I'm good. I'm good with my spear, and I like my little ring.
Okay. Trash, what about you?
I'd probably try to just peruse and see if I could maybe find some suitable armor for myself.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
I just want to say, while the gang's shopping, can I sit down and just kind of fiddle and look at my ring and put some time into?
Sure. As you're
into
kind of,
it?
just following the others, you can go ahead and attune to your ring.
Okay. Sick.
Okay. Trash, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Is 14.
14. It takes a little bit of time, but you are able to find a vendor that seems to have a number of various armaments, some smaller weapons, but various armor options hanging from various hooks. Not unlike the ones you saw in Grunge's potion shop, but in this case, much larger hooks carrying leather and breastplates and chain link armor, splint mail, things of that nature. A bit wider boat, as this vessel seems to carry a bit more weight than the potion vendor that you were just seeing. You can tell that it definitely is sitting a bit lower in the water. And they kind of have these railings. They don't want people getting directly on the vessel as to add more weight and potentially overturn it. But you do meet, there is an Aarakocra man standing there. He has the appearance of a dark-feathered raven in complexion and color of the feathers. The beak is this yellowishy brown texture and color, definitely sunburnt and weather-worn from years of flying in this region. And you can see some of the feathers are a bit singed and discolored from being sunbaked over time, but you see the eyes are sharp and precise as he eyes you approaching. Hello, what can I do for you?
I'm looking for light or maybe medium armor that is suitable for a person of my stature.
Of course. We have a variety of armors from around this area. Are you familiar? Might I recommend?
What current armor are you wearing?
I believe it is, actually, let me open it up. I have studded leather, I think?
Studded leather? Okay.
Yes. I believe we have something a bit more protection is what you're looking for?
Yes.
Yes. This is good for up close and personal encounters, but not great for stopping items that pierce a bit deeper and stronger. For that, you'll need something with a bit more structure to it. Might I recommend a nice breastplate, or perhaps some chain link armor? Is that amenable to you?
Sorry, quick question.
Yes.
If I'm not proficient in anything beyond light or medium armor, does that mean I would take like a...
Yes, you would. So yeah, chain wouldn't work. You could wear a breastplate. You could wear, I think what other medium armor. I think the best you could probably do in this circumstance is either a breastplate or, let's see real quick here. And there we go. A chain shirt would work. That would put you at, that would bump you up. The base armor would be a 13. So a chain shirt, not necessarily chain mail.
Mail.
Right. And then a breastplate would be a little bit better as well, if I remember correctly. But the only thing that would be you would up your armor class, but it would limit your bonus from your dexterity to only a +2 in that instance for both of those. But I think you only have a +2 to begin with right now.
My dexterity right now is +2, yeah.
Yeah. So if you were to go to like a 16 in the future, you wouldn't say you were at like a 15 or a 16 after getting better armor. It wouldn't go higher if you increase your dexterity later, is what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
Unless the armor specifically allowed for it. There's also scale mail, is medium armor. But certain ones of these have implications with stealth.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but you see a variety of different armors in here, of various fit and finishes.
Okay.
Just what you prefer.
Are you looking for something that you can move around in better? You know, hide from prying eyes? Or are you just looking for overall protection?
That actually sounds intriguing. Do tell.
Well, we don't have anything of exceptional quality. I just asked, are you concerned about having to hide from your foes in the future? Are you just looking for protection in general? Some don't mind the clinking and clanking of armor, but simply to protect themselves. But others prefer to hide before making their strikes. It's a point of preference.
Yes, I tend to do or engage my adversaries from a distance, and having the upper hand of kind of remaining agile and staying hidden is definitely a boon to my person. So perhaps something along those lines?
Okay.
And perhaps this would work. Either a breastplate or perhaps a chain shirt would work. That would allow you to move a little bit better and not attract unwanted attention.
Right. And what is the cost of both of those?
The
items?
breastplate generally runs between 250 and 300 gold. As a first-time customer, I can give it to you for 225.
And what does it like visually look like? The breastplate looks.
You can
Decent
see that it
combo.
has like a leather portion that ends in like elbow long sleeves. It's definitely made for a smaller. Thankfully, there's a large percentage of goblinoid and smaller species in this area, so there are armors that fit that sort of demographic and need. As well as you can tell that Aarakocra, the armor that he's wearing has a similar fit and finish, that it's mostly leather, but it has like a steel plate front and back. That way it allows for him to wear or to fly without being hindered. So it has a similar sort of protective quality. You can tell that it's not entirely made to order, but you can definitely adjust it to your smaller frame. It's got a smaller, again, metal plate to the front, and then another similarly sized metal plate to the rear with a leather underlayer that falls below that.
I will. So 225.
Yes, 225.
Not very persuasive. Could I try? May I offer you 210?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Well,
I tell you what. Your armor seems like it's in okay condition. You trade me that armor and I will sell you for 210.
So he's offering to trade you 210 and your current armor for the breastplate.
okay. But you're saying, so if I, just out of game, so if in the future I have the breastplate, it'll not be an issue until I hit a point where my dexterity would be higher than a +2, and then after that,
Right.
the breastplate itself will like hinder that.
You wouldn't be able to get, like, you wouldn't be able to have the breastplate. The breastplate goes up to, I believe, a 14 armor class. It just is a natural 14. And then after, like, if you were to go up one more, like you were to add, become a 16 dexterity with a +3 modifier, it would still be 14 plus 2, I believe.
Okay.
As far as the way your armor class would total up, unless you were to get a finer armor made that allowed for a higher rating of some sort, or some sort of magical implement
Okay.
that allowed you to exceed that. Because most times medium armor or heavy armor just completely bypasses dexterity as a modifier. Light armor usually has some sort of additional armor value, but most of your armor, it just allows for your dexterity to completely add to that too. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, I will go for this trade in the hopes that in the future I will find something even better.
Right. I believe the way this works out now, it should put your AC at like 16.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and add a breastplate to your inventory and take the studded leather away.
Cool.
And then once you equip it, it should change it to a 16. And if it doesn't, let me double check that and make sure, and we can tweak it from there. Should be 14 plus 2, which is your dex modifier.
Okay, I just added it, and now I'm gonna equip it and see what happens. Yes, AC 16.
There you go.
Woo!
I think that's the way it works out. Let me double check. Let's see. This commercial break brought to you. No.
While you're doing that, I just have a quick question. Cause
Yes.
Even though I'm a druid and have not really used wild shape as much as I probably should. So, because like the wording for wild shape says like an animal or beast you've seen twice since a short rest, right? So,
yes, an animal or a beast. It has to be of that category. But if there's something specific that you're trying to do, we can use a stat block from something else if you're for flavor purposes.
okay, I was just wondering because in the fight with what's his face in the last session. Yeah, I almost thought about turning into a bear, but I haven't seen a bear. I don't know when I've seen a bear.
You've seen a bear. Your mother was a bear.
Well, okay, yeah. So, but obviously that's not since short rest. So you're saying it's like there's certain.
Yeah, I think you would definitely have seen that as long as the bear's CR is not above your maximum wild shape CR.
Okay. I got it.
I can look it up real quick while we're doing that. But yes, if you click your armor class, Quirky, you can see that when you click that 16, it shows you how it's created.
Oh, okay.
So it's 14, and then it says +2 to a max
and
of
then
2.
Max 2, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you were to try to increase it later, it would have to come from something else or a different piece of armor.
Got you.
So, but for now, your armor class is increased by 2.
Ooh.
Get on CR. While I'm looking this up, Dazes, is there anything else, or is there anything else anybody else is looking for?
Yeah. Can I pay a visit to that half orc that the guy was talking about? Tomak? Was his name?
Right, Tomak, yes. After your exchange with the Aarakocra armor vendor, you begin to head up the caravan. Let's see, hold on one sec. I believe you should be fine. What's the max CR that you're able to wild shape into, Floof?
Max CR.
I think you can do a bear at level 5.
Max CR. It says 1 out of 4. I don't know. 1/4.
Oh, your max CR is 1/4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I thought it was higher than
And
that.
that's level 2. That's at level 2. I'm level. I'm level
You're level
5, so it's
5,
actually
yeah.
half.
It's half right now. Okay, so a bear would
Yeah.
be not possible right now, because a bear
Okay.
is a CR1.
Okay.
I'll try to find that list of CRs. I think I sent that one to you. It gives you a list of the most common CRs for stat blocks. But if there's something that you're specifically looking for in the future, I can definitely help you try to do that.
Okay.
Or we can try to use... I think there's... I may use the updated 1D&D rules, and I can send those to you, because it's a little bit easier to do the wild shape. Wild shape's a little bit weird in 5e.
Okay.
I can try to find that and send that to you later. But
Cool.
to stay on track for the time being,
Nope.
as you head north along this caravan of various vessels of varying sizes, kind of darting through groups of people, kind of gathering around at this point in time of the day, you can see some of the food vendors are becoming quite popular, especially with the influx of individuals here for the ceremony the following day. There is a large number of people partaking in various foods and music and various games of chance. You see several vessels that are rather wide, like pontoon boats, that have flat decks and various tables. You can see people playing dice games and card games and things of that nature. And as you go through and past some of these areas, you can see that there is a vessel there with a number of orcish individuals. One in particular, you see completely shaven head and has rather wide and twisted tusks that kind of jet out at a 45-degree angle from the lower lip, with a large chunk out of his lower lip just beside one of the tusks. And you can see a crack in the other one, but you can see he's wearing large leather pauldrons and a large chain shirt over the top of some thinner leathers. And he's moving a number of different implements of various kinds, things from scimitars to long swords, short swords, spears, tridents, things of that nature. All varieties spread out across these various tables, some of which you can see him shouting across the ship to some of the other orcish individuals, as well as a couple humanoid individuals, to gather up some of the weapons. It looks like they're beginning to sort of begin the closeout procedure of the day, but they don't have any chains or anything. A lot of these vendors, you can tell at this point in time, those who are kind of closing up for the evening and are not untying and unmooring themselves from the sort of caravan aboard atop the river, are just chaining up things to keep people from stealing, rather, or tying things down below the decks of these larger vessels where they can't be reached by the general population. Or they're being crated and those are being chained down and things like that. You can tell this is sort of a temporary and or semi-permanent means of security. But you can tell that they're sort of doing this right now as you all approach. Oi! Can I help you?
Yes, I was sent here by a friend of yours by the name of Grunge, I believe.
Ah, Grun's that little shit. How's that little goblin doing?
He's doing pretty well, I must say. He just made a pretty solid purchase.
Yeah, that one's a live wire, he is. What can I do for you?
Well, he pointed me in your direction because I was looking for someone on whom I could sell this quarterstaff to, and I pull out my my old quarterstaff.
Your original one?
Yeah.
Ah, yes. I see. And he turns it over in his hands, kind of inspecting it, looking for any wear and tear or structural damage. And as he turns it over, he sees some markings on one end. Kind of inspecting them and looking them up and down, staring at the end of, towards the butt end of the staff. You see sort of it's kind of an oval shape, and you've seen it before, but you don't necessarily you don't. Well, in fact, go ahead and give me a history check if you don't mind.
Okay. Not gonna go well, but okay. Oops.
It's not a super high DC, and as you look at it, you definitely recognize it. Maybe not necessarily the extent of it, but you recognize it from a symbol that you've seen within your teacher's abode, in your master's ledgers and various things. It has sort of a shell-like shape to it. Are you sure you want to sell this to me? It's this is a unique item. You understand? That's a master sigil right there.
A master sigil?
Aye. A master sigil. Somebody of importance marked this for a reason. I mean, I'll take it off your hands, but, you know, I just thought I'd ask, you know. It's not every day I see that kind of watermark or any type of indicator of the make and fashion of a weapon. As he hands it back to you.
Yeah, can I take it back and try to take a closer look at it?
Sure. Go ahead and give me... you can go ahead and give me one more history check, or you can give me an investigation check. Your choice.
Investigation.
Okay. With a 19...
Much better.
You look far more closely at it now that it's been pointed out by the individual, and you definitely recognize that this is an indicator of make. It is a maker's mark of this weapon. You recognize it because it is the maker's mark of your master, your teacher. And you recognize it because it is, as you kind of pass your fingertips over the edge of the location on this staff, you feel as you pass your fingertips over and instinctively begin to just move your key through the end of your hand, you can feel a soft reaction to the end of this staff. It's ever so subtle, but there is definitely something to this weapon. Something more than what you originally anticipated.
Okay, I changed my mind.
I mean, I'll take it off your hands, but that's definitely a master seal. And, you know, as much as I'd love to make a nice tidy profit off of it, it's I try to be honest with the people I've seen. It seems like you didn't notice it was there. If it was just your standard quarterstaff, for certain I'd definitely give you a few coin for it, but I feel like you're owed the opportunity to know what you have.
Yes, I appreciate your honesty.
Of course.
I think I'll hang on to it.
Of course, of course. If you know where you got that, perhaps you might want to ask a bit more questions. They might be able to tell you a bit more.
Yeah, I think I will when I get a chance.
All right. Is there anything I can help you with? We're beginning to close up shop, but we still got a handful of items if you're still looking for something.
I look at my companions and ask Floof or Fresh. You guys want anything from the shop while we're here?
I'm good.
I kind of hit my breastplate and I'm like, I'm pretty happy. It's like kong kong.
I also punch your breastplate.
Well, I appreciate you
roll.
coming back. tell Grunge I said hi. Also tell him to stay away from the coffee. He's becoming an old man. I don't think his heart can handle it. You hear? Anyway,
Of course.
it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to be able to hold such a fine weapon.
Yes, thank you for the explanation. I really appreciate it.
Of course, of course. You all have a nice day. Enjoy the ceremony.
You as well.
You watch as they begin to go back to, gathering up their goods and either taking them below deck or strapping them down below various nets and chains for the following day. You can definitely tell that more of these individuals in these shops are putting away inventory, as you can kind of get the sense that the intention is that most of them will not be open during the ceremony tomorrow. They may be open for brief periods, but for the most part, a lot of these individuals will be taking a day of rest to observe the ceremony.
Alright.
Is there anything you all would like to do between now? As you can see, in the time that you've taken to peruse the wares of the floating market, now the sun is beginning to set low as people are beginning to disperse deeper into the city, many of which are heading to the various bars and taverns and inns, as well as those who are more permanent residents of the city of Tafar are beginning to head home for the evening to spend time with their families or those that they generally associate with.
I got nothing.
Time for ceremony.
Well, the ceremony is the following day.
Oh,
So, from what?
I'll pretend Dazes said that to me, and I'll face palm.
As you all are leaving the floating market of the city of Tafar, heading back towards the outer walls of the city, and you watch as various groups of people, families with children, tradesmen, miners, guards, people of all walks of life are beginning to move to and from through the gates. You see and hear... Well, first you hear Dazes and Trash. You would hear this first. You begin to hear the whimper and cries of a small child. And as you kind of look around, you hear it. It's a combination between a human child's cries as well as the shrill meowings of a feline nature. And there's definitely words that you can hear. There's definitely speech, but it has sort of the thin meowings of a feline nature mixed alongside it as sort of an accent to this small child's voice. And as you approach closer to the entrance to the outer walls of the city, you look over, and as people are just darting by without much care, you see a small child. They have a furred face of matted gray and silverish hair all across, a that is a bit wet from tears at this point, wearing very simple clothing, as well as you see that they have leopard-like spots across their fur coat, and they're clutching at a small wooden toy that's in the shape of a small hand-carved sort of puppet-like minotaur figure that has no strings, just a hanging sort of wooden doll, if you will, with loose appendages that kind of hang at either side. And you can see that they're rubbing at their eyes, but tears are just beginning to flow from either side. What would you all like to do?
We usually go towards these kinds of events. So I'll walk over.
As you approach, you see at a closer distance now, maybe not much more than 10 or 15 feet away, the small child, probably no more than 2.5, 3 feet tall, probably not much up, much higher than like just above your knee, is in a deep sob at this point. And you hear now a bit clearer the speech.
I can't find my family. Where do they go?
And tears are just rolling from these big, dark feline eyes. The few times that he pulls a hand away, these clawed paws now that you see. But the child also has small brownish white horns that kind of stick off the back of the scalp, and a bit of a strange, instead of a singular pair of small cat-like ears, you see that they have in fact 4 small cat-like ears that kind of extend in a very whimsical way off the side just below where the horns are at. This is definitely a small tabaxi child, but they definitely have either a bit of an infernal ancestry as well, or perhaps a fey ancestry. It's hard to say with your passive perception or investigation, but definitely not entirely tabaxi in lineage, but mostly it is the predominant feature of this young child.
Okay.
In fact, I have some artwork for you that I will post real quick. Right here. As you see these doe-like feline green eyes, this silvery grayish fur, a few stripes around the tail, the darkened leopard-like spots, and the thin horns and the 4 almost fairy-like ears coming out the backside of the head. As he looks up as you approach, Dazes. It's still very much sobbing at this point.
Mm-hmm. I'll kneel down, I guess, when I get close. And I guess I'll just ask, what's the matter, young one?
I lost them! I can't find them! I was supposed to follow! I got excited! I can't find them!
Who did you lose?
My family!
Alright, I'll stand up and I'll reach my hand out to him. And I'll say, would you like me to help you find them?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
You can do so with advantage as well.
Oh, okay. I'll roll it again.
Excuse me.
All right.
Come on,
With a
man.
12. He's a bit nervous at first, but seeing that you stopped as a lot of other people have just completely walked by, slowly reaches out this soft-furred paw and puts it into your hand. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Alright.
The 15 feels like a furry paw.
Okay.
As he puts his hand in yours.
Can you help me? Can you help me find them? I want to go home.
I'm sure they're around here somewhere. I'll bring them over to Floof and Trash real quick and just be like, these are my friends. They can help us look for them as well.
They're gonna help me?
What parents look like, kid?
I don't have any parents. I
Me
live with a
neither.
lot of other kids. There's lots of us.
I think to myself, this little brat. Who was watching you, boy?
Jemiah watches us. She watches all the children.
Do you remember the last place that you were with them?
I was here. I saw a bug and I chased after it. It looked so cool. I wanted to see it closer. I wanted to catch it. And next thing I know, they were gone. And we're heading home. I don't know the way home.
Where home?
It's a big house somewhere in the city. Lots of kids live there. The kids that don't have any parents. Jamila watches us.
Does this city have like divisions kind of similar to the previous one that we were in? Like the previous one, it was more like a circular division. It had like a middle circle and like a outer circle.
Go ahead and give me a history check. See what you can remember of the layout of this area.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay.
Nat 20 or dirty 20?
Dirty.
Okay. With that roll, you would remember that there's definitely different segments of the city. There's the like the trade district. It's more in line with the city that you remember in the Landscale Alliance, more so than the ringed districts that you had just left in Callista.
Okay.
Where you have the immediate entry point here, you have a lot more of the taverns and the bars and things catering to traveling individuals. But between that and some of the more trade-focused sectors where more of the permanent population and the working population of the city of Tafar lives, there are definitely more communal housing in those areas. So on the opposite side of this first sort of district or region of the city, maybe about 30 minutes to the opposite side of where you are now.
Would I have ever seen a tabaxi or whatever?
Go ahead and give me a history check. See if you remember anything.
Okay.
The 9. You've definitely seen tabaxi before. You don't know much about them other than just what you've seen in passing. You know they're more of a feline race. Some may or may not have hailed from Fey ancestry. Others, that's really all you know, that they're a sort of feline ancestry. You've seen them before, but you don't really know too much in detail about them.
All right. Similar to how I approached probably Trash the first time, I'm just gonna kind of inspect the child. We gotta lift his arm up and just kind of play with him and figure out, smell him or smell him, whatever. And just kind of be like, "What are you?"
Okay. Go ahead and give me a general charisma check.
Okay. I have no charisma. But let's go. Oh, that's a save though. My bad.
Well, it should be the same because I don't think you have any bonuses, so we'll just take it.
Okay.
Because you should have a minus to your charisma anyway. So with that roll, your initial like animalistic sniffings and approaches to things that would otherwise normally bother people and put them off, from the perspective of a child, it's almost comical. And they don't understand personal boundaries as is. So it comes off in a sort of comical nature, and you notice that the child, eyes you and just what was a long sobbing demeanor has now kind of been mitigated to, and you even begin to hear a few chuckles come from the child as the deep sniffing, as you kind of sniff around the neck and fur in a sort of animalistic way, causes them to begin to giggle.
Do I notice anything? Or I'll just kind of log, I guess, the sense and stuff.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Sure. Let's see. I mean,
The 23.
You perceive so well.
I'm perceiving this child.
To the 23, you get the initial scent of fur. But
Okay.
you also get an off-putting acrid scent. Something that doesn't make sense.
I'll say, you smell, child. What's your name?
My name's Mateo. What's your name?
Floof.
You have a funny name, Floof.
I'll squint my eyes at the child.
You make funny faces, too.
I'll not clench my fist or anything, but I'll almost cutely look like I'm getting mad at the child. I am being playful.
You're funny, mister. And really big, too.
You can see, like, from where he stands, he, like, barely comes up to the bottom of your knee in size comparison. So, I mean, he could easily, like, you could easily put your whole hand around the top of his head.
Don't give me any ideas. I'm gonna. I'll look to Dazes and Trash. What do we do here with child? We help.
I think we should try and help. You know, I have a soft spot for these little kids.
All right.
Yeah, maybe there's some like guards or something close by that might, you know,
I'm gonna grab the kid.
seeing a large group of children or something.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab the child from, like, not like like the nape. Kind of grab his shirt, like kind of like how a cat or bear or dog would grab their little thing and lift him up and say, "You see your people," and kind of, I don't know, give him a periscope vantage point.
Oh, you kind of give him a piggyback ride?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me one more perception check with advantage. Okay. You still get that acrid smell. As you pick and it's stronger now, and it's hard to say where it's coming from. It's definitely coming from the child, but you don't kind of understand why.
Okay.
But you can definitely hear he's giggling and and smiling now that he's riding high on your shoulders.
Yeah, inside the wall. The other side.
And he's kind of pointing through the crowd of people.
That way.
Are there people still passing by us?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's tons of people going into the city at this point. This is like one of the main entrances into the city where you are now.
Are any of them paying any attention to this situation?
Not generally, no. I mean, this isn't. You can give me an insight check if you like, just to catch the vibe of the.
Sure.
With a 12, I mean, not really. It's such a large city to see stranded children, and just, children without supervision is not unheard of. And based on the dialogue that you got earlier from Mateo, that you kind of get the feeling that he may not have an actual guardian or a proper, or just not a traditional guardian. And based on the few times that you've been around other larger cities, this is not unheard of to see unattended children being lost at any given time or abandoned, or your group themselves have seen this now in other cities of, orphaned children is kind of the vibe that you get, and that in a city of this size, not a lot of people will generally stop to care.
Yeah. Okay.
While we're, I don't know, following Mateo's direction, I will point out to Dazes and Trash that the kids has a really weird smell to them. Something unnatural and bitter or whatever.
Could we, based on that problem, try to also pick up on it?
Yeah. Go ahead and you can give me a perception or investigation check. Your choice.
I'm gonna sniff them.
Okay.
Let's see. And they spit.
I'm holding him up to your guys' nose.
Oh, investigation is better for me than perception. Mine is 18.
18.
I
Okay.
got a 22.
You definitely pick up on what Floof is saying, but all you really get is that acrid scent. You don't really understand why. It might just be a leftover scent in the fur. Dazes, you also get the scent of... You also, upon closer inspection, get the scent of some sort of, like, metallic scent somewhere. I'm not really sure why.
Okay, this is gonna be invasive. Can I like try to pinpoint if it's like a particular area or if it's just the kid in general?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that, but first go ahead and give me a general charisma check, and depending on this roll will determine, you know, how high the DC of the perception would need to be, as you
Okay.
sort of get a bit more invasive.
Yeah, for sure.
You can definitely tell that, you know, at this point, Mateo kind of watching you get closer and like sniffing. Coming from Floof and his size and his kind of demeanor, it was a bit more comical. Coming from you, he kind of cowers away and kind of like rolls to the other side of Floof's like massive shoulder.
Well, I don't like you. You're weird. Don't touch me.
He's not wrong.
I just want to go home. Can you help me get home?
Alright, I'll stop sniffing. But I will tell Floof and Trash that I picked up on a metallic smell as well.
Okay. Did Mateo point somewhere? Was he giving us direction to
Yeah,
something?
as you kind of are looking up at him now, and he gets that same sort of reassurance again from somebody he's already kind of built an established connection with. That way, and you can kind of feel him like bouncing up and down on your shoulder as you kind of hold him on one side now, as he's kind of shifted to your left shoulder entirely.
Yeah, that way, down the big street, the busy one.
I'll make eye contact with Dazes and Trash and just nod in the direction and head towards where he's pointing.
Let's go.
Okay. As you head through the gates of the city, through the main wall, through the guard checkpoint, as you're heading through, you can see that the larger crowd that's kind of funneled through this choke point has begun to disperse in all different directions. But with being on your shoulder, Floof, you can feel as Mateo kind of points and sometimes tugs at your ear to get your attention, and points in down the street.
Yeah, that way. I remember that way. Yeah, down that shop. It smells really nice over there. I remember that. There's a park up the way.
You can kind of see he's like at this point, like being higher up, he kind of recognizes some of the more like cues that a child would pick up. Like things that he enjoys, he would remember more than things he doesn't, and regions that he's been to in the past, like a park or a favorite food or area. You can see he's kind of pointing you in that direction, beginning to recall certain things. As you begin to head further north through this section of the city, and you can see through here, again, there's plenty of inns and bars through here. Definitely not a place that a child would normally be, but there are certain small parks and things like that as you get deeper into the city. as you get closer to some of these more residential districts, these multifamily districts, these communal houses of sorts. And you also notice that these streets are beginning to kind of spiderweb off in various directions to get narrower as you approach some of these communal areas. After about 15, 20 minutes of this, you feel a tug on your ear, Floof.
That way, that house, I know that one. The lady there always throws out her laundry, and she yells at her husband all the time. They fight all the time, it's really funny.
All right, I'm starting to feel. I'm starting to feel frustration, and that maybe the kid doesn't know where he's going, but I will still oblige and head in that direction.
Yeah, may I insight check to see if he's, I don't know, just at least
An idiot.
If he's giving accurate info, maybe.
yeah. Something
Sure,
like
you
that.
can go ahead and insight.
Is 14.
14? He just seems like a dumb kid. He just seems like a young, inexperienced. I mean, you get the vibe of like a 6-year-old that just remembers things that they like. And that's the basis of all their direction and sense of direction without, somebody of higher mental, more mature faculties.
Have we reached this house where this lady he says gives food or throws whatever? Have we gotten there?
As you walk further through, go ahead and give me, as you walk through some of these more narrow streets, kind of snaking through some of these varying elevation height cities, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
For the record, I'm on heightened alert right now.
Okay. 3. You notice that this area is a bit darker than there's not a lot of lantern light like some of the main strips of city, but you still see people through here. You still see people, in these various houses. You hear voices and talking. It's not like bone-chillingly quiet through here as you come through, but the light level has definitely dimmed a bit.
Okay.
That way, that's it. That's the house, the blue sign over there, the one hanging. That's where all my friends are.
You can see at your height, Floof, and Dazes, you would pick this up as well. There's a blue sign hanging off to the end in this sort of alleyway, and there's a number of lit areas like houses, a handful, but for the most part, it's relatively dim here. There's one small lantern light at the end of this door, and this sign, this old blue painted sign, this weather worn sign that's definitely been heavily aged by the hot sun, that it's hard to make out what the text is on the end of it.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all. I'm kind of creeped out right now.
Yeah, same. But yeah, I mean, I'll head over there. I can't read the sign. Are we not close enough?
Right now you're about 50, 60 feet away from it into this. It definitely, the area that you're heading into where this lantern light is next to the sign, there's no additional side streets exiting from this area. The only way to leave this section of this portion of the city would be head back the way you came.
Okay.
And the sort of the homes, the communal homes that are around you now are about 12, 13, 14. They vary a little bit. The walls are definitely not all the same height. And these roofs are definitely, they're pitched, so it's hard to see the other side. because they elevate up to a central pitch and then fall to the other side to keep sand from stacking on them, of these sort of clay tile roofs or these flat masonry walls. Because if they were completely flat, sand would collect in the crevices and begin to stack and weigh down these roofs and potentially collapse the building. So a lot of them are pitched in this area, either to one side or pitched on both sides, or gabled to keep sand from collecting. Sort of the same way snow is intended to run off in areas where there's heavy snowfall in certain regions.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll walk up to the side. I'll walk him over there.
You walk up and you see underneath the torchlight there's a blue weather-worn sign, and you see on there was definitely at one point it reads in weather-worn letters, Tafar General Orphanage. But below that, in much more recent lettering, in a dark crimson writing, reads Dead End. And you begin to hear Mateo on your shoulder.
Oh, God.
I'm holding the kid out in front of my face and asking what's so funny.
You, mister?
I squint my eyes less playfully.
What's your armor class, Floof?
Oh, God. 18.
Quit, punt him.
You take 13 points of slashing damage as a blade
God.
comes up across the top of your cheek from the edge of your shoulder up the side of your face.
That's a lot.
And then the child kicks away, disengaging, as they somersault backwards. As you watch the facade of the small tabaxi child fade, giving way to a leather armored individual, scales from head to toe, still of a similar height, but a much more slender frame and a reptilian face and head, as he sneers and smiles up at you from the ground.
You took our prize. Now I'm going to take you as a prize.
I need you all to roll initiative. Give me 1 sec here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up this, and I'm going to pull up the map where you guys are at. Go ahead and you can drag your tokens. Floof, you would be somewhere within 5 feet of Mateo there.
Okay. Do we, by chance, have art of what this thing looks like now?
Yeah, I'm going to get to that in just a moment. Let me get the tracker here. Order. There we go. Let me get rid of...
Just to make it easier to slash and kill this thing. He looks like a cute little kitty.
Right. Sec here. Damn it. Move trash. Let's see. Is that your correct rolls that you have there? 19, 18, or is that from the previous combat?
I think that's right.
Well, mine's
Or-
not right.
Okay.
I got.
Well, you need to. Oh, hold on. Let me add yours real quick.
Yeah, I rolled, so I don't want to roll again.
Okay, there we go. I cleared them.
I actually
let
had
me.
a 19. For some reason, there's a red box that says you wanted to send this result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid. Oh,
Yeah.
token was selected.
We'll take the first one that you had. So let me
All right.
re-add it. Sorry, guys. Thought it would. I should have pulled this up before you started rolling.
All good.
Yeah, go ahead and roll again, and we'll take your original ones,
Okay.
and I'll just modify them.
Okay.
And mine's still pretty close to what it was anyway.
Okay.
But it wasn't 19, yeah.
Okay, I think mine still didn't send, but
Okay.
let's see.
Oops. There we go. Just add it there. What was your first one?
9.
9. Okay, there we go. And then you rolled 11, Crash.
Yep, I rolled 11.
9 is in the back of my brain was telling me this whole time, but I wasn't listening.
All right. Let me roll these guys real quick.
I don't like the S you put on the end of guys.
Yep. Don't like that.
As this scaly creature, let me just, I need to. As you watch this small, cute tabaxi cub of sorts vanish, leaving in front of you now a scaly hooded figure, a silverish purple complexion to the scales, beady black eyes of this kobold figure with a blade drawn on you, Floof, in close proximity. As he stares up at you, a mixture of contempt as well as a mixture of sly approval of his own ruse.
Well, boys, shall we gather what we came here for?
And as he says, boys, you begin to see a number of figures surrounding you begin to come out of the shadows.
What the hell?
You see a number of other lizard-like small creatures, not unlike the kobold in front of you, as well as a handful of rat-like individuals of a similar size, all in tattered robes and or leather armor, carrying a mixture of blades, short bows, and hand crossbows, all affixed upon you. Just a moment here. Some information. Sec. And you look down again, Floof, at this individual that just slashed you across the shoulder and face.
My name is Orte, and I'm here to get what belongs to me. You took our prize aboard the train
What?
That lord was going to pay us a healthy sum to get rid of his wife. But now we get nothing. Do not interfere with the hand of faith.
How much was he gonna pay you?
That is none of your concern. You won't be alive long enough to care.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to sort this. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. Now it's top to bottom. Okay. Well, with that, feeling the warm cut and the sting of the blade, Floof, across your shoulder and face, you feel... why is that? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer, that's why. Orte steps back away from you. But continues to hold on to a pair of rather crusty looking but sopping wet daggers. As he snickers and smiles at you.
Boys, do your worst.
But Floof, you are the first to act. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna yell, "Little brat," and get right up to him.
Okay.
My teeth and fingernails will sharpen as I unleash primal savagery on him.
Okay. So I need to move that.
With an absolutely massive hit of 26.
26 to hit.
Yeah.
26 definitely hits.
Alright.
Does it already roll damage, or do you need to roll your damage?
Nope, doing that now.
Okay.
2d10 corrosive.
Okay, let's see it.
Oh, come on, man.
6. Give me just 1 sec to write something down.
6. I was due, though. I was like 19, 18, 20.
Yeah, it evened out at like the worst time.
You know?
With an angry cry, you drag your nails out as they extend out and glide up the center chest of this creature, getting them under the chin. Maybe not as deep as you would have liked, but definitely making contact, and beginning to sear his scaly flesh.
That's about all I could do this turn. So that's it for me.
Okay. Next up, Trash. What would you like to do?
I could. Sorry, the initial Kolbach, like that we know as Mateo, is still on Floof, or no? I just.
He's
beside
right in front
him.
of Floof. Yeah, Floof struck back at him after the kobold had sliced up the side of his face.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I will, just from where I am, actually, maybe I'll try something. Could pay off, could be terrible. I will try to do, is it in the cone? Sorry, I'm just looking at my spells. Okay. Yeah, I will. Try to cast Tasha's Caustic Brew.
Okay. This
and-
one behind me. Which one are you attacking? I'm sorry.
So, like, I would try to I was trying to do it in like a line because it says it's 30 feet long and it's
Okay.
5 feet wide.
Right.
So, could I theoretically hit all three in that like corner to the top right?
So you could hit these two. The one that's in the back is technically on the roof.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I apologize. Should have explained these three. Orte, this one, and this one, the one in the bottom right here, they're on ground level or within...
Everyone else is on the roof.
Yes, they're about
Gotcha.
10 to 12 feet up on these
Gotcha.
various rooftops.
Okay. That changes how I want to proceed.
My apologies for not explaining
No,
that.
no, that's okay. I should have looked at the map up with a bit more scrutiny. I, knowing that, range might be a bit of an issue, in that, our party is, kind of cornered in a little bit. I will instead go for, just like a general crossbow, shot at the one still at the top right.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
23 to hit.
A 23 definitely hits.
Okay.
As you knock a bolt and fire it up at this small brownish-skinned cobalt, you definitely make a solid strike.
Cool. And what's that be? 8. So that is 11 damage.
11? Okay.
Yes.
You strike this creature directly in the abdomen. As it hisses back at you. But definitely heavily wounding this individual.
Okay. And then I will move Panda to engage with this one on the ground
Okay.
with us. And Panda will also try to hit.
Okay.
I always wish I had his like sheet pulled up. It's like hard to reach. It's like you have to scroll in your features and feats. It's like
Right.
Where is it?
What I know people do in the past is they take a snippet picture until something changes,
That's a good idea.
and then just have that on a separate tab for
Good idea.
their familiars and things like that. That way you don't have to flip through or scroll through your entire character sheet to find it.
Yeah, that's what I should do. So that was plus my spell modifier, which is so 15.
15 to hit.
Yes.
15 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. As Panda reaches out with its claws and seeks to maw this creature with a series of slashing strikes.
More panda.
So that is so 5 damage total.
5 total. Okay. Solid strike as they claw at this small kobold's face. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That's my turn.
Okay. Aziz, we are up to you. What would you like to do, sir?
Okay.
You have one on the
Which one
ground
did
level
trash?
to the right of you, roughly, and then multiple on the rooftops, and then a few down on the level with you.
Which one did trash hit?
I'll go ahead and put markers on the ones that have been hit.
Okay.
That one's been hit. That one's been hit. And Orte has been hit.
Okay.
Those three.
How high up are these rooftops?
About 10 to 12 feet. And there are boxes and barrels all around you that you could use to.
We climb it.
All right. Are you?
Climb, baby.
Go ahead and give me. Are you trying to jump up there, or are you just trying to climb with your movement speed?
I mean, that's actually a good question.
We're trying to.
I also got to figure out which way I'm going.
Because mechanically speaking, if you climb, it's difficult terrain unless you have a climb speed. In which case, it would be twice your movement to get up there. You can definitely do it, but you're going to burn more of your movement. Or
Well, can I do like some acrobatics?
that's what I was going to say. Your other option is make an acrobatics roll or an athletics check to try to. You can either try to jump up there completely with an high enough athletics, or you can try to acrobatics kind of wall run up the, or do some monk shit to get up there without burning as much movement.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some, or attempt to do some monk shit, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check if that's what you're going for, or however you want to do it. Just describe to me how you want to do it.
Let me see. No, I can't do that. Alright. How tall are these? Not the rat guys, but are they like still the same height, like up to knee level?
On you, they're probably about they vary in height, but they're somewhere between like 3.5 feet tall. The rats are somewhere in the same vicinity, about 3 foot tall. They're all about within plus or minus, or plus anywhere from 8 to 12 inches taller than trash.
Are they sturdy enough to jump off of?
You're trying to jump off of one enemy to get up on the roof?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, is that acrobatics enough?
It's definitely acrobatics.
I feel like that might be a disadvantage.
No, but I'll say this. You can definitely do it, but you'll take an attack of opportunity because you're getting within melee range of an enemy.
Okay. Before this, though, can I drink the haste potion that I literally just...
You absolutely can. That'll burn your bonus action.
That's fine.
I'll say it's a bonus action. It probably is an action to drink it per the item, but
Yeah,
I think that's dumb.
I thought it would be a regular action.
It's you can whichever you want to burn. I don't care. Bonus action or action. I think potions should be a bonus action.
But yeah, I'll drink that. And if it's gonna be attack of opportunity, I don't think I'm worried about it. I'm gonna try to wall run up, but I'm gonna go like this way close to Panda,
Okay.
so I don't aggro the
That
bottom.
one.
To
Yeah.
my right.
Sorry. That one was.
Yeah.
That was a wrong token. You're okay. You're going closer to pin. Yeah, not within 5 feet of that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So with that, you would have moved
That's 15
and
so far.
15 to get to the wall, and then it's about 11 feet up in that location to get to the edge of the roof. Give me an acrobatics check to see if you can wall run up and grab, Ninja Warrior style, the edge of the roof without burning extra movement.
Alrighty. Not great.
13. You needed a 12, so you're good.
Hey.
Nice.
So you run up, full sprint, just leap up and just barely grab the edge of the roof and then use that momentum to swing yourself up without burning any extra movement. So you're now on the roof, and you've only burned we'll say 20 foot of your movement total.
Nice. Okay. The haste potion that I drink, does it take effect next turn or this turn?
No, it takes effect this turn. So if you've used one action to take the potion, you still have another action for this turn, and then for three turns, you have 2 actions per turn, and you have extended movement.
Okay. The thing says 1 minute, but we can make it 3 turns.
Oh, 1 minute, then yeah, that would be 10 turns.
Okay.
So yeah, it's 60 seconds because each turn action you have, each turn you have is 6 seconds. So that's 10 turns. That's why most things are a minute, because it's easy to keep track of.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
how much extra movement does it give you?
It says I think it said it doubles my movement speed.
Okay, then you still have, I think your normal movement is what, 40 feet?
My normal I think my normal is still 30. I'm not going to be using the whole 80 anyway, though.
Let me double check. I thought you had more movement
Yeah.
than that. You have
I might.
40 feet. So you still have 60 feet of movement.
Alright, well, I won't need 60 feet to reach my target, who is this guy.
Okay.
Push him off the roof. Push him off the roof.
You know what? How much is this? This is 20. I was right here? Or no, I was right here.
Yeah, there you go. So it'd be 5, 10,
30.
15. Yeah, it'd be 15 more, 20 to get there.
Can I just like run by this guy and like push him off the roof while continuing on the
Yeah, if you want to burn your action and give me an athletics check to see if you can. It's going to be opposed athletics with him.
Okay.
See if you can push him off the roof.
Yeah, he might not fall. We'll see how it goes. Actually, you know what? If he doesn't fall, maybe I'll just stay back here. We'll see how this roll goes first.
Okay. You run up and try to push him. Go ahead and give me an athletics check. 17. All right.
Not bad.
You rolled an 18, so he
No!
sticks down. Yeah, I'm dead serious. It was a natural 18. He has no modifiers.
Damn it.
But he pushes down, just barely keeping the claws dug into the asphalt shingles of the roof as he hisses at you. This nasty, acrid smelling spit that you picked up from earlier, kind of spittles out into your face. As you can tell, he's definitely going to grab a dagger to try to stab you.
For sure.
But that was your second action. You still have your bonus action and your movement.
Yeah. Let me see. Can't do that. Okay. I will use my bonus action to do patient defense,
Okay.
which says I can take the dodge action as a bonus action on my turn.
Yep.
Does that turn it into like a reaction if he attacks? Is that how that works?
No, that just means that on his turn, he has anybody that tries to attack you had disadvantage.
Okay, I'll take that. Yeah.
So, like, when they go to attack you, if anybody tries to, they'll have disadvantage on the blow. In
Okay.
melee or ranged, because you're in a defensive stance.
So I'll do that with my bonus action, and then
Okay. So, yeah, you'll spend a key point to take up your stance. As you get right in front, having not been able to push this cobalt off the roof, you take a defensive demeanor.
yeah, I guess that's. Can I, if I like go here, can I do this without taking an attack of opportunity since I'm still in melee range?
Yep. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just go there, and then that'll be my turn. And I'll
Okay.
just be in dodge.
Okay. Right, me there. Next, we are down to Orte. As he looks up at you all.
You took away our prize. That half-elf was going to pay a great... Or that man was going to pay a great sum to the hand. We were going to make a killing on that deal. But not because of you.
And he's going to take a couple swipes at you, Floof.
Mm-hmm.
The first is a 23 to hit,
Yeah.
and the second is a natural 1.
Hmm.
Definitely misses.
Well,
As he goes to swing with the second knife, and it actually slips out of his scaly hand and falls down behind one of the crates. This other hand definitely catches you. You take 12 points of slashing damage as he catches you right up under the armpit. This time catching in a free spot between your armored pieces.
okay.
Sir.
And I'm in pain.
But no matter. I will take it out of your hide. He will be proud of us either way.
And that's the end of... you know what? No, he is going to bonus action disengage. And he is going to skitter this away over here to get away from you, Floof. As he points to the ratlings and the kobolds up on the roof.
Take him down! Take him down, men!
And then this one next to you, Dazes, is going to take a couple swings at you with a pair of daggers, but is doing so at disadvantage. Getting a 9 on the first strike. Definitely doesn't hit. Getting a 14 on the next one. I don't think either one of those hit.
They do not.
Both times your patient defense as you dodge easily out of the way of this cobalt. But this one here by Trash Panda is going to take a couple swipes at it. Getting a 1 on the first strike and a 14 on the other. I don't think either one of those hit.
No.
Same thing. Panda ducks out of the way, jumping off of one of the crates, and kind of flurrying the robotic tail in this kobold's face mockingly.
He's been taking some lessons with Dazes, let's just say.
Let's just say he likes to jump around. But these ones, these three, seeing you as the closest target, Trash, are going to fire hand crossbows at you.
Mm-hmm.
The first one on the far right gets a 1 and a crit.
Ooh.
So that one... That is 15 points of piercing damage on the crit.
Okay.
The other two going to do the same. This guy is going to get a 9 and a 5, so I don't think either one of those gets you.
No.
The last one, though, gets a 16 and a 17 with his 2 bolts.
16 and 17 hit, right? Because
Okay.
it meets the armor class.
Yes, if it
So it
meets, it
hits.
beats. Yes.
Okay, I think, do I have... I'm trying to think, I feel like I had a reaction... Oh! Yeah. Can I, for the last one,
Mm-hmm.
cast, because it's a reaction to cast it,
Sure.
shield?
Yeah, that blocks both of them. It wouldn't block the crit, but it would definitely block the other two.
No, I would have taken that one.
Right. It would have bypassed that because it would have been higher than the armor class. But yeah, the 16 and the 17, you throw up shield. That makes your armor class a 21. So yeah, neither one of those would hit. As this glimmering shield comes up after you take that bolt right in your abdomen, definitely hitting something of importance. Pulling it out of your amoeboid form, you catch a glint of the pointed end of a bolt sailing your way, followed by another as you raise up your hand. Describe to me how your shield looks.
I think my shield would look like maybe kind of similar to that weird lunarium glow that I don't quite understand yet, but I know can innately kind of be conjured from my body from time to time. So it's that kind of glow, and I think as it expands, it kind of looks like two giant hands, almost, maybe humanoid, maybe rat-like, but it looks like two giant hands kind of intertwined, but like over me, so it kind of almost looks like a hug, like a weird hug.
Yeah, almost like their fingers interlacing over the top of you like a dome.
Exactly.
I like it. I like it. This soft, you all see is this soft blue light, kind of these spectral hands kind of dome over the top of Trash's form as they duck down, and the two bolts kind of shear off at the end of the fingertips and the knuckles, bouncing off the masonry walls nearby. But these last two are going to take some shots at you with short bows, Floof, each one getting a shot.
Okay.
The first getting a 12. I don't think that hits you.
Nope.
The second one getting a 17.
Also no.
Oh, what's your armor class?
18 now that I have my ring of protection.
Ooh,
Yeah,
let's go.
forgot about the ring. Let's go.
Sure.
As you reach up, and again, you feel this sort of thickened form as your arm, this warm sensation stemming out from this ring that you have now squeezed onto your large pinky finger. But you feel your muscles sort of tense up right as the bolt strikes and would otherwise pierce into your shoulder. It just sort of veers off as if hitting a block of stone instead.
These ones are tough. Kill them, men! Kill them! We cannot disappoint him again!
But we are now back to you, Floof. What would you like to do?
Feeling, excuse me, the blood dripping all over my body. I'm gonna walk to Trash.
Okay.
And on or on me / in this cube, I guess. I'm gonna cast a healing spirit.
Okay.
Until this time ends, whenever your creature starts their turn here, restore 1d6 hit points to that creature. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna in this block here. Nope, I can't do it. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna yell to my friends to cover your ears. And this is what I'm healing from my spirit.
Okay.
I don't know if you took damage last turn, Trash, but I think at the beginning of your turn you could take 1d6 of healing.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
And that's it.
Okay. Well, we are on to you, Trash. Floof can go ahead and roll one more of those d6s. And that will heal you, Trash.
Okay.
Three points of healing.
Take a little healing.
Hey, yeah, take it.
Is healing spirit, is that a concentration spell?
That's a really good question that I definitely know the answer to, and I'm not stalling to look at. Yes, it is.
It is? Okay. I'm gonna put a little marker on you just so we know you're concentrating. Well, that's
Okay.
what that little pink dot is for.
Okay.
So just keep in mind, if you take damage, you'll have to roll for concentration checks.
Okay.
Do you need more healing? Are you okay?
I'll let out a tough guy. I'm fine, but I'm clearly not.
Okay. I can, let's see, can I do better than just hearing? Let's start. Transformed. Okay, I don't know if this will pay off, but I could try to. I've never used this before. I'm hoping this will work out. Oh, it is also concentration spell though. Maybe I don't want to take a risk. Just
to you.
because if I lose concentration, then it drops, and then that would be kind of a waste. I'm just gonna go with traditional. I will also cast Cure Wounds,
Okay.
so I'll cast it onto Floof.
Okay.
So that is 2d8. So that's
Hold up. Sorry.
5 plus 5, 10 plus 4, so 14.
Okay.
Yeah, I cast it at second level, so.
Okay.
Let's go. I'll let out a relieving sigh and say thank you.
Also, I saw the message you put about the black bear in chat, Floof. Yes, that would qualify for your wild shape.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that would definitely, because that's a 1/2.
Copy.
So is that... Okay, it is a medium. Got it. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at I think I was looking at a brown bear, which is different.
What are your thoughts on that other message that's in there? Someone typed in Floof is so
Veil.
cool and tough.
That one will need to be further reviewed.
Okay. Fair.
I'm erring on the side
I
of
agree.
acceptance, but
Whoever said
it'll need to
that,
be
yeah.
further reviewed. Yes, circle. Yes. Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was looking at... I thought you meant the one from that Vale had posted about the CR ratings. Honestly, I think that's dumb that all druids don't have the CR. So, if that's the case, and... Hold on, what's the level 5? Honestly...
Level 5 is 1/2, so...
Right, and the Moon Druid's a 1. Honestly, if you want to use a level 1, I won't fight it.
Okay.
I think that's dumb that they don't all have the same for as far as wild shape. So yeah, if you want to go up to a level 1, I'm not going to fight it.
Okay.
So if there's a particular beast stat block or something that you see has a CR 1 or lower, then yeah, go for it.
Okay.
But yeah, is there anything else you'd like to do, Trash? Or do you still have your bonus action, and then you still have Trash Panda as well?
Yeah. I don't think I've got any interesting bonus actions that could be of super benefit, but I will have Trash Panda attack.
Okay. Let's see it.
That was a natural one.
You go to fire, and the bolt snaps at the center, almost jamming up your crossbow. But you
Wait,
manage
sorry,
to.
This is Trash Panda.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
They go to. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of. Yeah. Sorry. Panda goes to claw out at the individuals and gets their claws stuck in the side of the crate
Oh dear.
as they struggle and take the remainder of their movement to try to pull them out. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope. I think that's my turn.
Okay. Dazes, we are back to you.
Okay, how much of an action is it to like throw something? Actually, to pull it out of my pocket and also throw it.
To throw it would just be like an action. Like a normal, if you're throwing it at an enemy as like an improvised weapon, then yeah, it would just take your dexterity to throw it.
So I'm throwing it to my party.
Oh, okay. In that case,
So the next question is, can they catch it since their turns are already over?
yes. Yeah, it would depend more on can you throw it and get it
Okay.
to them without, missing. But with your dexterity and, your training and I would say you're proficient in this, go ahead and give me a dexterity check. You can add your proficiency bonus and your dex modifier. In this case, it'd be a plus
Like a save.
7. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just turn around the save. Yikes!
What were you throwing?
Potions of healing.
Potion of healing. You go to throw it, and it definitely almost gets there. Trash or Floof, if you want to try to make a burn your reaction to keep it from shattering on the ground, you're welcome to do so. I'll give you you can make a dexterity save to try to catch it.
Yeah,
Well, that-
I will.
Yeah, you can do it. I do want to ask, so for the record, would that mess with my concentration, or is that only when I take damage?
It's only when you take damage.
Okay. Catch that, baby.
Wait, are you better at reactionary catching or me? I don't know.
Yeah, somebody roll me a dex save to see if you can catch it without it shattering
My
on the
dex
ground.
is 14. What's
You-
yours?
Mine's 15. I think they're the.
You catch.
Use same modifier,
Yeah, I'll
unless
roll,
one
I'll
of you
roll.
has a dex proficiency.
I will roll.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't. It's not proficient, but it's a saving throw that we're rolling.
Yes.
Okay. That'll be 16 total.
16. You reach out with your pseudopod and manage to just catch it before it hits the ground. You do have the potion. But,
Nice.
that did burn your reaction.
And the reaction weighs too.
DC on that one was 10, unfortunately.
Oh, y'all
It
get to
wasn't
cover
super
your-
difficult, but that wasn't a very high roll.
No, it was not.
We
In
were
fact, it
rolling
was
for
the lowest of
accuracy there. That
rolls.
was not good. On
A for effort.
A for effort. There you go. But you still have your second action due to your potion of haste.
Yeah, so I'm going to. I'm for sure attacking the guy right next to me,
Okay.
and I will attack with. I could probably my vicious quarterstaff, but why not?
Okay.
That's a bit better.
25 definitely hits as you slam the staff down right on the collarbone of this creature.
Since I didn't specify, I'll say it's one-handed.
Okay.
Actually, it's one-handed because I use the other hand to throw potions.
Right.
So that works.
Go ahead and roll for damage. Right. Solid strike. This creature is not looking good. They're very
Alright.
bloodied. As you can see, they're almost dazed from the strike.
So that's my 2 normal actions, and then I will. Let me see. I'll spend a. Well, I don't know if I need 2 unarmed strikes. I'll use a bonus action to do an unarmed strike.
I think with Flurry of Blows, you can target... Does it say you can't target more than one creature?
flurry of blows. After you take the attack action on your turn, you can spin it. Well, flurry of blows is you can spend the key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
Right. They don't have to be against the same creature unless it says it has to be. So, like, if you wanted to do that, or you could just use a bonus action to take an offhand strike.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, then, yeah, I'll use flurry of blows. I guess just in case I miss one.
Right, and if you kill it on this first one, you can definitely move and use the other one.
Okay, sure, I'll do that.
I don't believe it says you specifically have to have them both against the same creature.
Yeah. All right.
So let's see the first one. 13 just hits.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
They are not heavily armored creatures. They're wearing, rags and a bit of armor.
Max
10.
damage.
This time you follow through after the hard strike with the staff and then come down with the elbow and crush through the skull of this little cobalt as it crumbles off the roof and slides down to the ground.
Nice.
And you still have your second flurry of blows strike.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a somersault or something over to this
Okay.
guy when I use the second unarmed
Yeah.
strike on.
Follow
No
it up with a
walking.
flurry of footwork.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the
Yeah,
second
sure,
one.
I'll kick him instead.
Kick him instead. I like it. Somersault kick.
Yep.
12 again, just hits.
All right. I'm gonna do this damage. I feel like you told me this before, but with the ring that or not with the ring, the knuckles that I'm wearing.
Yes.
Can I add damage like after I roll damage? Can I use charges afterwards to add damage, or do I have to spend some on beforehand?
No, you could add it. You could add it if you hit.
Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely add it if you hit.
Alright, let me roll the original damage first.
Okay. 10. A solid strike as you come down with the end of your fist into this creature's skull.
Alright, and then I still have 2 charges left on it, so I'll
Right.
use 1 charge
Okay.
right now. We'll do this 2d6.
Yep. All right. Definitely a solid strike, and you feel as their muscles tense up, and they're like as they shake from the surge of electrical current from the knuckles.
Can I use the other one?
The other charge? Yeah.
My last charge.
You want to burn them
It's not
both?
dead. Yeah, it's not dead yet, so let's go for it.
Okay. That, as you follow through, again, you clench your fist, emptying out the last charge as it falls to the ground. Its limp form twitching before it finally goes completely limp as the nerves finally subside from the charge of electricity. But it is definitely gone.
Go. Alright, I still have movement left, right?
You do, yeah. You only moved like 10 feet. You still have like 70 feet of movement.
Let's just run around to this guy over here.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right.
Damn you, ratlings! You're supposed to kill them! He is not going to be happy! He is a man of faith, but he has no faith in weaklings!
And Orte is going to pull out a hand crossbow and is going to fire up at you, Dazes.
Let's go. Hoping that at least you draw fire.
First shot definitely misses. It's like an 11. Second one, he is going to get a dirty 20 to hit you.
What did he get?
A dirty 20. Not a natural 20, just a dirty 20.
Okay, that is.
Okay. You take 13 points of piercing damage as the bolt sails up and catches you in the ribs.
Oh, actually, can I I still have a reaction, right?
You do.
I'm going to attempt to deflect a missile.
Okay. I don't think we've used this yet. So you're going to roll to reduce the damage, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
This reduces by D10 plus 9.
So it's 13 total points.
You can use your refreshing of.
So yeah, you'd roll a d10 plus, I forget, it's a d10 plus what?
It says +9 right now. I'm trying to make sure that's right though, because that seems kind of large. Oh yeah, that's right. D10
Yes.
plus your Dex modifier plus your monk level.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so 5 plus 4, so yeah, 9.
Alright.
So go ahead and roll the d10. Ooh, okay. With a total of 16, right as he fires up at you, you see it, and with this two-fingered catch, just before it penetrates your ribs, you catch it between your index and your middle finger. As you look down and stare at the bolt, you have the bolt in your hands. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can, I believe, throw it back at them.
And I shall.
Okay, let's see it. Some cool monk shit.
Cool monk shit. Ranged attack is the same as an unarmed.
A ranged attack would use, in this case, it is a monk weapon because you caught it. So it is your dex modifier and your proficiency bonus. So a d20 plus 7 in this case.
Yeah, I'll just roll. I forgot. I have a dart as a weapon.
Yes, so it's the same as the dart in this case.
Yeah.
But it's an arrow, so it's a bolt, so it'll be... it's a 10 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, a 10 does not hit as it sails wide. But you can see Orte is confused by the fact that you caught the bolt and then threw it back at him. Not quite able to impact.
Fear is a deadly weapon as well.
All right. Well, he is finished. Well... He, No, he's gonna end there. Yeah, he's gonna end right there. And just hiss up at you and then try to determine the best course of action. Now, the other ratlings and kobolds are gonna begin to try to assault you all. This one over here by Trash Panda is going to take some more swipes at it. Getting a 8 and an 11. I don't think either one of those hit. Crash. Hello? Hello?
Sorry?
Are you still there?
Sorry.
No, 8 and 11 I don't believe hit, correct?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, he's no good. This one is... This one is going to scurry up onto the roof as well, and it's going to fire some bolts at you, Trash.
Alright.
Getting a 14 and a 14. Two 14s.
Hey! My breastplate. Does it hit?
As it clinks off the back of your breastplate, both bolts. And then you hear as Orte cries out, "No! Get them both! Get them both!" These two guys are... you're the biggest target, Floof. These remaining two are going to come after you. Or at least these two on the opposite roofs.
Okay.
My god, these guys can't roll for shit. The first one misses completely either side. He's like trying to aim at a Volkswagen bus and misses both shots entirely. The Cobalt to your left is gonna fire. Rolling 2 10s. My god, man. These guys are just had too much of the good stuff, apparently. This one, though, next to you, Dazes, is going to... he's going to grab up from a weapon on his hip, and as you see it draw out of this leather sheath, you can see it's laced with some liquid as he goes to stab at you with it.
Liquid is bad.
The first is definitely a miss. The second one, though, I believe is a 19.
That is a miss. because haste increases my AC by 2. So
Ah,
Nice.
Hell yeah.
nice. Yeah, both strikes go wide as he hisses at you, and you see this. You can smell it now. That acrid smell was coming from some of these daggers that these creatures are wielding, that are laced with some sort of liquid that has this acrid, almost acidic-like smell to it.
the smell of future death.
And as he goes to swing and you hear this hiss, it is swiftly now followed up by another sound. As you hear this with a loud, shrill as this fiery flash off to the rooftop to your right sails out. And you see this flint just for a split second, Dazes, before some small object pierces through the side of this small rattling in front of you. Give me just a moment here. I need to look up the damage for this one.
I will take that as long as it does not hit me.
Yeah, here we go. Yes, you watch as this small, tiny object sails through and just goes in one side of the rattling's neck and straight out of the other as the whites in its, or the life in its eyes vanishes in an instant as a spray of blood comes out the far exit wound of some sort of small projectile, and it crumbles off of the roof in front of you.
I look to see where that came from.
Give me a perception check.
Alright.
The 14, it's hard to tell other than it was off to your left, somewhere on the opposite end of that roof for a split second. Split second before you hear another shh and another as this cobalt here unfortunately this one not taking the strike, but you see a bit of the roof get blasted off at the end of the soffit as some of the tiles begin to crumble down on the ground, and down by you, Trash and Floof, you see a small metal ball, no more than the size of a bearing, fall to the ground and break or shoot down through the roof and sail through this crate to your right, and stopping as this crate beside you here nearly explodes into pieces of wood and shrapnel and straw that lace the inside of it. But with that, we are back to you, Floof. Because I'm going to add a question here real quick to the end of the initiative.
All right. I'll take my D6 of healing since I haven't lost concentration and my thingy's still on me.
Okay.
There we go. That's nice.
All right.
And I did warn everybody, but feeling surrounded, also now not knowing what this other object is. I will say again, cover your ears, and I'm doing a thunderclap.
Okay.
So
Can you post Thunderclap in the chat for me so I can read it?
yeah.
First of one that can be heard 100 feet away. Each creature within range, other than you, must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 thunder damage. Spells damage increases. Okay. Since you stated that you were going to tell your companions to cover their ears, I'll give them advantage on the Constitution saving throw. And if they succeed, they won't take any damage.
Okay. And it is a 15. On the
Okay.
con
So
save.
Trash and Dazes, I need you to make con saves with advantage.
Okay.
Then I will roll for the other guys.
Oh, thank God.
I literally just made it.
Nice.
Okay.
I was like a 2 and an 11, so that would have been so bad. So 11 plus, let's see. So 17.
Okay. You both succeed. You're able to cup your ears and cover up from the loud, thunderous clap as you feel the force, but you don't hear the thunderous wave passing over this area. Let's see. Orte rolls. He rolls a 26.
Okay. He's good.
And he's going to use evasion, so he doesn't take any damage. The one over here beside Panda definitely failed. Other two. The one over here fails with an 11. This guy succeeds with an 18. And then the last guy fails with a 9. So you have 1, 2, 3 over here that failed. So go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay. Modest, but we'll take it.
You watch as this Cobalt here in front of Trash Panda, already heavily wounded, just cries out, "Ah!" And you watch as blood drips from their ears as they crumble to the ground.
Oh
Damn.
my god.
Damn.
This one takes a little bit of damage here. Trying to right themselves. Are there any other effects? Is it just it's just damage?
Yeah, it's just damage.
Okay. Did you roll 1d6 or 2d6?
Unfortunately, I did roll 2.
Okay, so that is 2d. Okay, because you're level 5, so it should be 2d6.
Mhm.
And then this last one took as well. So at this point, this one hurt, and so has this one. And they're not great, but they're not like on death's door.
Okay. So that was my action. You know what? As a bonus action, I'll prepare some magic stones.
Okay.
Why not? And that'll be my turn.
All right. Trash, we are back to you.
Okay. I think just taking in the lay of the land, I will. Everybody now, with the exception of, was it Ortiz is above us, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah,
being the-
Orte.
Orte, sorry.
Yeah, everyone else is on the roof, with the exception
Okay.
of them.
I guess I'll try to go after him because he's been at least trying to call some shots or like general orders. So I feel like if I can take him down, maybe that'll break morale a little bit, is my thought process.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go after him with my crossbow.
Okay. Let's see it.
And natural 20.
Let's go. Let's see the damage. That definitely hits.
I love it. Okay. I feel like it's been a while since I rolled the natural 20. Is that just 2 of my dice, or?
So you roll double the damage dice and add your whatever your modifier is.
Okay, perfect.
So if it's normally a d6 or a d8, it's 2d8 or whatever the damage dice is, double it, and then
And then plus whatever damage
plus your
modifier.
modifier. Yeah.
Cool. So that's gonna be not amazing. Not amazing rolls, but see. So 14 damage.
14. A solid strike. You watch as Orte sort of pulls up the cloak to trying to shield himself a little bit. It still definitely catches him and does a good amount of damage, but uses his agility to kind of mitigate some of the damage. He's gonna cunning action the half of that damage. Still a solid strike there.
And kill them! I will find the one that fired the other shot!
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I think that is, well, I get the best vantage point from where I'm standing, so I don't really want to move too much. I think that's it for me, and then I'll just try to move Panda. Panda's movement is 40, so yeah, he could go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he will try slashing his face.
Okay, see it.
I don't think that hits. It is a 9. I don't think that hits.
Right, not. Panda goes to slash out, and just this small kobold creature is just too quick for the initial strike, as he watched him scurry up in the whole process and was able to prepare for an encounter.
And that is my turn then.
Okay. Aziz, we're back to you. What would you like to do, sir?
I'm jumping across this gap onto this next rooftop.
Okay, you can definitely jump across. Give me an acrobatics check to see if you land safely.
Yeah, that is the question.
Not a high DC, but 16, absolutely. You duck and roll, and you end up right beside this other kobold. You can go ahead and put yourself over there.
And we're gonna go ahead and whap a fool.
Okay, let's see it. Let's see the baps.
Bat. Two-handed.
All right, two-handed. 12 just hits. These are not heavily armored creatures.
D8 plus 4. It's kind of weak, but I will.
Okay, 6. Yes, definitely. This creature is bloodied. They are not looking good, but still standing.
Oh, we'll do it again.
All right. A 14 hits. 11. Second strike. This time a lot more certain. You come down and crack, and it almost, you can just feel the crushing of the skull as this kobold goes limp and the body rolls down the roof behind you.
Okay, was that jump like extra movement?
I would say it's still the same amount of movement. So like it would be 10 feet to get across. So in this case, you'd use 15 to be where you're at now.
I was here, so I think it's 20.
20. Okay. I mean, you got plenty of movement. You got 80 feet.
That's true, actually. I'm just keep on running.
Okay. Yeah, and this is such a small gap, I wouldn't make you roll for it.
Okay. 45, 50. We're up in the face.
Okay.
And
See it.
then
Still have your
this would
bonus
be-
action.
Yeah, this would be the bonus action. Let's see if I have. I think I have key points. I think so. I want to make sure. Okay, yes, I do. So I'll go ahead and use one and do a flurry.
Okay, let's see it.
Alright, this first one.
16 hits. Nine damage. Solid strike. This creature is already looking quite dazed as you punch it directly in the sternum.
Alright, the second one.
12 just hits.
Let's go.
9. This creature is barely standing as the second strike. Whap! First strike, sternum. Second strike with the other fist across the backside of the face and the jaw. You can feel the teeth in the lower jaw break as you strike through it. And this creature is just barely holding on.
Alright, all I have left is move, so I will move here.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. With that, you hear Orte hiss out,
Enough of this! I'm not dying for him, not like this!
and you watch as he grabs some sort of spherical object in his side satchel pouch, as he wings it out into the center, falling just behind you, Trash and Floof, right about here. I need all three of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, somebody's getting Chipotle.
Let's go.
Yeah, I need a con save from everybody.
Okay. That is 24.
Good rolls.
Okay. Nice, nice. Make for mystery individual here. It did not roll well, but anyway, there's this immediate flash of light as you feel this radiant heat blast out from this glass vial as liquids mix together upon impact. You all, since you succeeded, take 7 points of radiant damage. And a blast of light. You cover your eyes and you cover from the flash of light that surrounds this whole area. And as you're doing this, I need you to roll one for Trash Panda as well.
Oh, okay. Right.
Please.
That was 19.
19. 7 points of radiant damage to them. But they also have to shield their eyes. As you hear them squeak out, the claws, mechanical claws covering up the eyes. As they're doing that, Orte is going to bonus action dash and begin to... They dash out of the way over here and just out of sight behind these racks of barrels and down through the alleyways, leaving their remaining companions or lackeys? I don't know. Companions, lackeys, probably more like lackeys behind. But as that flash rings out, you see a small sort of metallic sheen over here on the opposite side of this roof as a small metallic figure about no more than a little less than 3 foot tall, even shorter than you at full height, Trash, standing over on the other side of the roof. You can barely catch as the light begins to fade from the whatever was thrown by Orte onto the ground beside you. Their body is covered by various larger than trimmed down but larger than really their total form leather like overcoat with a blue shawl kind of wrapped around their head. They're wearing sort of a metal helmet sort of structure, but you can't really tell if it's a helmet or part of their head, as their face is entirely this metal plate sort of apparatus with slits, and you see little beady reddish eyes kind of glowing out from either side of the slits of what looks like a helmet. And in their hands they have this slender cylinder with a wood sort of apparatus bolted to the back end of it. And they have this sort of mechanical device that kind of extends off of the bottom, and what looks like some sort of release pin or firing mechanism, not unlike your crossbow, Trash, but you don't see any strings to it, just this long cylindrical barrel. And Floof, now that your attention's kind of drawn to this individual, you get the smell of in the air as the flash of these chemicals kind of subsides beside you. You get this smell. Initially, you didn't really catch it as your focus was elsewhere, but now as you turn, you get this waft of sulfur and saltpeter and a smell of sort of charcoal and some sort of like a fire, like a mixture of saltpeter and like a campfire wafting at the end of the barrel of this device.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and show them real quick. Just a moment here. They have a medium token, but they are a small creature.
Okay.
Like I said, they're shorter than you are, Trash. Let's see. But yeah, with Orte now out of the mix, we'll just skip them. The two roguish creatures are, this one now heavily wounded, looks at you, Dazes.
I didn't sign up for this. No. Didn't sign up for this.
And he's going to disengage, and he is going to attempt to run away and jump. He's going to try to jump over this roof. He goes to jump and face plants hard into the wall.
Fuck yeah.
And is going to take maximum fall damage and just flat as a pancake, bloody mess on the street. He legitimately rolled a natural 1 on that acrobatics check. This one, seeing that, is also just going to dip, and he is going to dash the other way. Yeah, he's just gone northwards, climbing down from some ropes that they used to get up, and is just hightailing it the fuck out of here. But we are out of combat at this point.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sprint in the direction of Orte.
Sure. You saw him going out this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I guess it's a dash, but yeah, I'm just gonna.
I mean, if you dash with your movement right now for a few more seconds, I would say about 30 seconds, you already have 80 feet of movement. If you dash, that's another. Well, your movement's doubled, and if you dash, it's 160 feet. So you could definitely catch up to them. It's just a matter of, can you see where he's going? 'Cause he's going to try to hide.
Yep.
So it's going to be opposed perception versus his stealth.
All right. Well,
So go ahead and roll a perception for me. 23. You just barely watch as you're going north, right as this. It's hard to show because it's not on the map here, but just on the other side, there's about 10 feet of this building here that extends off the map. You watch as he just barely turns to the right, and you catch whiff of that acrid smell as he's turning and running northward. What would you like to do?
I'm following him. I'm trying to stay off on. Oh wait, did I jump down when I followed him? Because I wanted to stay on roofs if I could, but I don't have to.
Oh yeah, I mean, you would see he would be about here northwards by the time you get over there. And if you ran straight across, you would catch up to him on the opposite side of this roof, about 10 feet off of the map in this top left corner.
Yeah, I'll catch him.
Okay.
Or attempted to.
You're gonna attempt to try to stop him?
Yeah, I guess like tackle him or grapple him.
Okay. Drop down. Go ahead and give me an athletics check against his opposed athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. No.
Yeah, you go to grab him, and his slender form slips out away from you. And as he does that, he's going to reach into his pouch again and grab a similar one of those vials and throw it down hard against the ground directly between the two of you. I need another Constitution save from you.
Get him, Dazes.
Yeah.
You take... you take 6 points of radiant damage. But the flash, it takes about 10 or so seconds for you to look before you can regain, semblance of your vision. And as you do so, you can tell that he's just continued to run, despite taking the full brunt of the damage as well. But he's still dashing away. You can go ahead and give me one more perception check against his stealth. See if you can spot where he's going.
Okay. How much? I'm gonna roll it. How much time? How many rounds? How much time is it?
I'd say you've got about 2 more rounds before the potion fails.
Oh wait, that might have been in that one actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you, unfortunately, the last blast, even though it definitely harmed him too, you can it's, at this point, it's near impossible to see what direction he was going as he spreads out into more of these people in this. Once you get out of these tighter corridors, he's now vanished into plain sight among the crowds. As you step out, just as you get into the crowds, you feel the effects of the potion begin to wane as your body grows heavy and slow, and you feel extremely lethargic, almost nauseous as you lean down and kind of double over as if you're about to be sick, but you begin to regain your composure, but you definitely don't have the endurance to continue the chase.
Versus. There, I'll return to my companions.
It takes you the swift few, 20 or so seconds you were running over here to get over here felt like an instant, and then the walk back feels like an eternity as the potion begins to work its way and you sweat it out the whole way back. As you get back, you were just dripping sweat as the potion kind of works its way out of your system.
Yeah, I'm gonna literally lay on the ground.
Yeah, Yeah, you look like you just, had a slight, you're sweating as if you just had a slight panic attack.
Mhm.
As if you just got off of a hard sprint for nearly an hour is what it feels like. As the recoil of the potion hits you. But as that's happening, you hear this sort of clanking, sort of tick-tocky sound as small metallic legs begin to jump down as this small metallic individual drops down onto these crates from the rooftops above. And you would see them first, Dazes, as they round some of these crates, and followed by you, Trash. Floof, you kind of look up as you hear this, and looking straight forward as you are much taller than this individual, and you look forward as you hear this individual call out. Well, that was quite the ordeal. What do you say, pals? And as you're looking forward, Dazes, you kind of see as you're sitting down, this person's, pretty much at eye level with you. Trash, they're, just a little bit below your eye level. Floof, as you're looking straight ahead, you kind of look aside, back and forth, a bit confused as you hear this voice. Oh, I'm down here, bud. Yep, down, little bit lower. There you go, right here. How you doing up there, big pal? How's the weather? As you watch him wave his hand up towards you, this small, 3-foot-tall metallic man.
I'll confusingly give him one of those little, 3-finger waves, confused looking.
Give me just 1 second. I'll pull up their full artwork here.
I don't know if I have the energy to deal with this guy and his weather jokes.
That show for you guys?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. As you see this small metallic man wearing a mixture of leathers, and at this distance now, you can tell what you thought initially was a helmet is actually entirely part of this individual's head, as this tiny Warforged individual is staring up at you all, wearing a pack of various supplies, with this strange ranged weapon. And at this distance now, you can definitely smell it. A mixture of sulfur, saltpeter, charcoal, and a strong metallic scent coming from both the weapon and the small bearing-like ball that had come out of the end of the barrel as this thing ignited like a breath of fire from some sort of tiny dragon. Well, how you doing there, friends? I didn't expect to see anybody running into them. There's the Hand of Faith fellows. I've been tracking them all afternoon. How did y'all run up into them? They're some unsavory folks, those ones.
We were lured in.
Yeah, don't say there. Yeah, they're tricky fucks, them ones. Lots of unseemly characters, those ones. They give us hands for hire a bad name, those ones.
Well, I appreciate the assistance.
Of course. My name's Billet, by the way. What's yours?
I'm Dazes.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Dazes. And he runs up and he grabs the end of your hand with his two smaller metallic hands. And you can kind of see the
response as a handshake.
What's up?
Is a limp response of a handshake for me because I'm tired.
You definitely don't look too good. You probably need a drink and a bit of a rest. Maybe even a smoke.
Maybe the first two.
Anyway, what about you twos? As he turns...
Floof?
A floof? I've never met a floof before. A pleasure to meet you. And you, young lady?
Trash.
Rash. That's an interesting name. But to each their own? I mean, I could technically be called Trash by some people. As well as my my little boomstick here.
About that.
What you like to know?
I'm very curious about what it is, how it works.
It's a self-made design. It takes these little here balls. And he picks up the little metal BB. And you see it's not much more than like maybe a few millimeters wide. It's a very small ball that's been, you know, roughly shaped in a crucible into this spherical shape. You see, it uses an alchemical dry concoction, and well, it's a trade secret what that there concoction is. But I use these little charged canisters, and when something ignites it, either the end of a flame or a subtle impact that sparks, it goes boom and fires this here little ball faster than any arrow at the end of a string.
Would you be willing to teach me how to make my own?
And there's the $1 million question there, pal. Perhaps. It just depends. Perhaps not here and now, but maybe in the future. I would definitely like to pick your brains about why you're there fighting with them their hands of faith, fellas. If you don't mind sharing a drink with me, perhaps we can get to that point at some point, exchanging some information. You know, you scratch my back, I scratch your back.
Certainly.
You were going to say something, Floof?
I was gonna ask what the weather is right now.
You're asking what the weather in the city is right now? It's a pretty clear night. A few like small trails of clouds in the air, but it's generally still out in the desert. It's a very dry, arid environment in general, so there's not a whole lot of rain that ever sees in this region, if any. And it's a pretty clear, starry night. The moon is kind of half waning at this point in the main moon, and then there's a smaller moon beside it that kind of follows generally around the same path, just slightly behind it by a couple days.
I'm gonna say to Billet, weather is nice, clear skies, kind of hot. Because he asked what the weather was like up here, so I'm just responding to that.
I'm just checking. You know, I'm kind of a short fellow here, so I'm always curious of what it'd be like to be a big and tall, strong man like you.
And I will ask, how are you gonna scratch my back? You're too small.
I'm pretty agile. I'll figure something out. I'm a clever fella.
Okay.
But I will say we're still in the middle of a dark alley here. Perhaps it's best that we don't stay here too long, lest they bring back more of them little fuckers.
Where we go?
Well, I'd say after that whole ordeal, we best go back to some place where we're out in the open, where they wouldn't try anything too funny. So, There's a nice bar just down the ways a little bit called the Dragon's Breath. If you want to accompany me there.
I'll look to Dazes and Trash. I'm wondering what they want to do.
I mean, I'm in. I can't stop staring at that contraption.
I give a slow thumbs up.
Want me carry you?
I appreciate the offer, but I can make it my way. It just takes me a couple extra steps.
I was talking to him. I pointed to Z's, who's laying on the floor.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to carry him, though.
I throw
Yeah.
Dazes over my shoulder.
Oh. Well, I was gonna decline, but Bill had answered for me, so.
Well, as you throw Dazes over your shoulder, and Dazes, you allow this time for the recoil of the potion of haste to be slowly sweated out through your pores, and you're accompanied by this new strange companion, this tiny warforged, almost of gnomish height, to accompany you to a more populated area. I think that's where we'll go ahead and end for tonight.
Okay.
And we'll pick up next time, as you guys can chat it out with Billet.
I want a gun!
I was trying so hard not to say it was a gun. I was like,
I know.
so many ways not to call it a gun.
Yeah.